Welcome back to MJL 3764 collecting Elvis on vinyl. Today I thought we'd take a look at another live album. So let's pick one and let's pick Aloha. Aloha from Hawaii was released in February 1973 in the UK, just a short time after the concert was recorded on January the 14th, 1973. It was Elvis's second double album, and when issued reached number 11 in the UK LP charts. It reached number 1 in the US. Came with a gatefold sleeve, features 22 tracks, and originally in the UK it had a matte cover which looks like that. Gatefold opens out. With "We Love Elvis" written in all different languages. And the back side looks like that. And if we open it out, it looks like that, which to me, when buying this album when I was 12 years old, was very impressive. I was very impressed with this cover. I know a lot of people do not like it and say that it's an unflattering picture of Elvis on the front, and it's not from the Hawaii show, but obviously to get this record out promptly after the concert, the artwork was probably done before the concert was even recorded. So there's a 72 picture of Elvis on the front there in full swing. Nothing wrong with that picture to me. I think it's a great action shot of Elvis 1972. So yeah, really like the cover. Onto the record now. This is the original 1973 press. This could be found on a matte label and a glossy orange label. This is the matte label. Standard orange. Here's a glossy cover. Matte inside and glossy back. And it's on the gloss orange label. If you note at the top of this record it says side 1 stereo. The next release, issued shortly afterwards, also on the orange, would just say side 1. This is on a matte orange label. This is my original copy, which I bought in 1977. You can see I was young and I stuck a sticker on the front. Not advisable. This album also came with an insert, looking like that, with all the tracks on it, because the tracks were not listed on the original UK album on the jacket. So you had that nice insert inside, plain on the back. Nicely done, as we can see there. It says includes 8 songs. Never before recorded by Elvis, but there's no track listing. In 1981, it was issued again in the UK in a matte cover on the new black RCA label, looking like that. This was issued again in 1983 on this same label, with little variation really, just the side 1 stereo at the top was written slightly smaller. It's a copy I need to get hold of, very similar to this one. This is in 1981. 1984 was issued again on the new German black label with a glossy cover throughout, so obviously this is my favourite. If I cover and record. This is my go-to copy. Glossy all the way through. Very nice. And it's on the new German black label. And 1984. Of course, this album was issued in quadraphonic. So I have one of the copies of this. There's a couple of these out, the quadra discs. Put it on the label. And this has the die cut, which these albums didn't have. So you just slip the inner sleeve in there and you'll get the picture. Slightly different on the back. You do actually get the song titles. And this is the quadra disc version. There is another version, as I said, with quadra disc written quite bigger than this one. And in the sleeve, it looks like that. Advert for Madison Square Garden. And there's a picture on the back. As we said, if you slide the inner sleeve through, you'll get that. Excuse my hands. You'll get that picture. The album that preceded Aloha from Hawaii was Elvis has recorded at Madison Square Garden. Another live album, not counting the compilation albums. Elvis sings hits from his movies and Burning Love and hits from the movies, which as we know were Camden budget albums. So some fans may have thought they were being shortchanged with duplication of material from the Madison Square Garden album, but really there was only 6 tracks which were repeated. Those 6 tracks were Love Me, I Can't Stop Loving You, Hound Dog, Suspicious Minds, American Trilogy and Can't Help Falling in Love. There were versions on the Madison Square Garden album of these songs also. But as the cover boasted, there was 8 songs never before recorded by Elvis on this album. They were Something, which Elvis had been performing in concert since 1970, but it wasn't out on record. You Gave Me a Mountain, again he'd been performing that song for at least a year before we saw a recording of it. Steamroller Blues was a new song. My Way, even though Elvis had recorded a studio cut of this, it wasn't out. In fact, it wasn't out until Walk a Mile in My Shoes, a long time after Elvis's passing. We got that. It's Over, another song which Elvis had been recording in concert over the last year or so. I'm So Lonesome I Could Cry. That was a new song. I believe that's 6. What Now My Love, again Elvis was performing that for the past year, but it wasn't on record. And Welcome to My World. So they were the 8 new tracks never before recorded by Elvis. Favourite tracks for me on this album? Well, to me there's some stellar live tracks there. My all-time favourite live tracks of some of these songs. Certainly American Trilogy is my favourite live version. I think that's absolutely excellent. I don't think he's ever done that any better. Also, You Gave Me a Mountain, I think is excellent on here. What Now My Love, excellent on here. Steamroller Blues. I do like the version of My Way on here. I know a lot of people prefer the 1977 version. It's a lot more poignant, obviously, and it's got the guitar in it instead of the violin, but I really like the way it's sung on here as well. So great. Great LP. and a great concert. So let's take a look at Aloha from Hawaii on CD. The first CD I owned of Aloha looked like this. It's in the jewel case. It's on a single disc. It was on a black label. Not much of a booklet, just really the track listings. Next one up I've got comes from this box set. Looking like that. In the cardboard now, on a black label. Next one, very nicely done. In a gatefold. Comes from this 60th anniversary box set. That had the nice gatefold. And you had the insert there. You see it. You've got the die cut. And they've got the quadra-disc label. Also got the Legacy Edition. It's a good one because this had the alternative Aloha on it as well. 2-disc set. Very nicely done. Track listing, had a nice booklet with it. Very nice. However, these 4 versions of the CD do actually fade out like the record. So at the end of Steamroller Blues it will fade. And there's no extra dialogue. They're exactly the same as the album. This one, however, does feature extra dialogue from the show, which we didn't have on the original LP, and it doesn't fade out, it just runs as one continuous concert. So this one is actually my favourite, my go-to CD. Sounds absolutely superb, this one. Has a little booklet to it, not much, few pictures. This disc there. In 2022, a free CD box set of Aloha from Hawaii was released. Now, a few years ago, that would have been in my collection within the first week of release, but I'm afraid I do not own it at the moment. I just cannot bring myself to buy it because personally I've never heard of a 49th anniversary release. To me, that's just ridiculous. A 49th anniversary release of Aloha, whilst what should have been the prominent box set, Elvis on Tour, well, we still don't even have it. It's the 50th anniversary this year of Elvis on Tour. We don't have the box set. It's been pushed back now till January 2023. Ironically, the 50th anniversary of this album. This is just nothing short of pathetic to me, so I'm afraid I just cannot bring myself to buy that box set at the moment. However, it's Elvis on Tour is a bugbearer with me. It has been for years. I think that material's been treated abysmally by the company, but that's for another video. That's not taking anything away from this concert, this album, CD, DVD. Aloha from Hawaii is a fantastic release. This video is taking a little longer than anticipated, so I'll probably split it into 2 halves. So until the next time, just remember, while there's music, life's no waste.